What's going on, YouTube? Enjoy here, Rap again with another video. Today, I'm going to be bringing you a fun little video. I've been seeing like a lot of people over like the past month. I know, like I'm like not in camera because it's being blocked. It's being blocked. We'll get into that in a second. I find like a lot of people talking about this um over the past month or so, where people are like posting their top 10 favorite video games of all time, franchises, individual games, blah blah. So I wanted to do one myself because I was sitting there, I was always thinking about this for like the past few weeks. Like, what would I put in my top 10? And to me, it's like games that I played the hell out of, games that I enjoyed thoroughly, games that maybe changed my life for better or for worse, whatever. Um, so we're gonna get right into it. Full disclosure, not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. It's gonna no Mario games are gonna be on here. No Sonic games are gonna be on here, even though because it's so hard to like break it down. Because I play. Okay, I'll just say this real quick. Like we're gonna talk about this for a few minutes. This video might be a little bit long. I played the hell out of Mario when I was growing up. Like I had the original Nintendo with my brother. We played the fuck out of that game. Super Mario Brothers, the original one, the one that had like Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt on it, which fuck that stupid dog that laughs at you for missing shots. Well, I'm a better shot now, bitch. Whatever. Shot to Call of Duty. Um, but yeah, like so I played the hell out of that game. Played the hell out of all the Nintendo games. Like holy crap, like Mario 1, 2, 3, Metroid, all the Mega Man. Like I said, like obviously, like later on, like with Super Nintendo, like Super Metroid and Castlevania games, and I just couldn't I just couldn't put him on this list. I really couldn't. Like the Mario franchise, it deserves to be my top. If I did franchises, it would definitely be top 10 because again, I played the fuck out of those games, all of them. The original Mario Kart, Mario Party. We used to have like family, like that was like our family thing. Like how like back in like the '90s, early 2000s, like you had like this family gathering and you guys would play games and board games. No, we played video games. We played Mario Party. It would be four of us. It'd be like me, my brother, my cousin, my aunt, my uncle. Like obviously there's only four controllers, but like so we would take turns like throughout the day. But like it was just fun. It was cool. Again, like I said, Mario 64, Mario Kart, all the Mario games got remade like on my Game Boy Advance. I used to play the fuck out of that. I should do like a top 10 Game Boy Advance games that I played the fuck out of because like I like that's I don't care what anyone says. If I did like top five, I maybe I'd do like a series of like top five, top tens of everything video game related, whether it's consoles, games, franchises, et cetera. Because I'm not gonna lie, Game Boy Advance slash SP is like top two in my opinion, and it's one of my favorite things that I played. I spent so much time on that. Anyhow, so yeah, so Mario's not gonna be on here. Sonic's not gonna be on here because even though I played the fuck out of those games too, Sonic 2, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on GameCube, like that fucking like I played the hell out of the games, but I did not put any of those on this list. So I'm sorry because as much as I love those games, as much as I had fun on those games, I don't know. I just didn't. I just couldn't put him on the list. I don't know. It's hard. This list is hard. This list is hard. I should have probably like numbered this, huh? Like, I'm just gonna do like I'm just this really. It's not really in order, but it kind of is. I'm gonna start with number 10. I'm gonna go backwards. It's Smite. This game, I played the hell out of this game, bro. Okay, so for those of you who know what Smite is, it's a MOBA, kind of like League of Legends or Dota or whatever, but it's more of a third person over the shoulder camera. It's not like point click mouse stuff. It's actually like a more of like an action oriented game. I really fell in love with that game almost instantly because when I was growing up, I loved like Greek and Roman mythology and Egyptian mythology and all that stuff. And the characters in this game, instead of being called champions or whatever, they were just gods. It was literally gods that I knew. So like I was already familiar with like the characters of the game for the most part. Like there was and it was cool to learn about the ones I didn't know about. Obviously I knew about like Apollo and Hercules and Athena and Zeus and Hades, but then I started learning about these other ones that had no freaking clue they existed. And it was cool to like learn like the lore of these characters. And that game was like super fun, super addictive. I took a very long break competing Call of Duty back in Black Ops 3, like the event and Advanced Warfare during Black Ops 3 whenever it switched over to competitive on the PlayStation. I stayed on Xbox and was playing Smite for like 2, 3 years. I love that game. I still love that game. Like Smite 2 came out, I instantly downloaded it, transferred all my stuff over. That took a little bit of a haggle, but I was able to transfer all my stuff over to Smite 2 on my PlayStation. But it was really cool. Still an awesome game. I wish it was more popular. It's unfortunate that it's not. Like it's a pretty dead game. No offense. but it does have its strong fan base. Like it really does. People still play it. The numbers aren't as great, but I feel like the people who play it have been playing it for like as long as I have, if not longer. So I do love that game. I still play it from time to time. Yeah. Okay, so that's number 10. I had to put it on the list though. I had to because I fucking love the game. Okay, so next up, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow on the Game Boy Advance. Okay, why this game in particular? Why not like Symphony of the Night? Like everyone would probably put that game because I like the best game ever for PlayStation or 64. Again, I really feel like obligated to put like at least one or two Game Boy Advance games on here because again, I love the GBA. I played the hell out of my GBA. I played it every day. I had like 100 different games, like actual games. Not to mention, eventually, I had emulators on my computer back. This was like back in the day. Um, and I had every game. Like literally, I had every fucking. I had folders of every fucking game that ever existed in Game Boy Advance, at least in North America, like English stuff. Um, yeah, I feel like I had to put one on here because I love that console so much, even the handheld, whatever. And this is the one I played the most. I did like again, like outside of the Mario games or like Pokemon games, which there is going to be a Pokemon game on here later on. And outside of like other random games, I used to play like Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku, the trading card game, the Pokemon trading card game, Duel Masters. I played Golden Sun, Advance Wars, Metabots. This goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm not gonna keep naming games, but like I did, I really enjoyed this game a lot. It was a little bit different. It was kind of cool. The story was good. I mean, it's a typical Castlevania game at the end of the day, kind of like a Metroid type of thing. Like just you're in the castle and you're fighting bosses and you're getting power ups. But I don't know. I just really enjoyed the game. I thought it was a cool story. They did a sequel, Dawn of Sorrow, on Nintendo DS, which I could put like with this as well, like Aria slash Dawn of Sorrow, but it is what it is. I definitely played Aria more than Dawn. I feel like Dawn, I feel like I just played through it, beat it once, and never played it again. I feel like Aria, I kept going back because like you can do like different things and whatever. I don't remember. Okay, next up, again now. I don't want to. This isn't an. I can't really put this in order. Like these next few can't really put them in order. This really isn't in order. Like I said, it really isn't because I just named some off the top of my list here, but I did put Kingdom Hearts right here. I am gonna be talking about just the first one because it is one I played the most. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite games of all time, like the original one. I love it. Again, it was again like replayability is a huge thing for me, especially with these single player games. I played the hell out of this game. I like again. You weren't there. If you guys are younger, y'all weren't there. I'm sure there's a lot of younger people who love this franchise, probably more than I do nowadays. Because I really don't play it anymore. I actually never even played like any of the new Kingdom Hearts really. Um, I feel like I just took way too long to like make like Kingdom Hearts 3 and 4, so I just kind of gave up on the franchise. Plus, my mentality changed over time. I'm more like just a multiplayer guy, online multiplayer dude. But Kingdom Hearts will always have a special place in my heart. I just remember growing up, being a kid, seeing that commercial for the first time. That song hits. That trailer. Seeing this kid, we don't know who he is at the time, goes through the water and he's sinking and now he's somewhere else and now you see all these Disney characters. I'm like, what is this game? I'm like, it's like Final Fantasy meet Disney put together and it's like action and it's like an action RPG type of game, which I always like those as well. Kind of like with Smite. Like Smite, same thing. I like the more action versions of the typical stuff, whether RPG or MOBA, whatever. And like I was just really enthralled by it. The story was great. Can be really confusing, of course, with Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2. And then like there was like all these sequels. I'm not gonna get into all that lore. Like it's all over the place, honestly. But yeah, like if I'm gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts, the franchise for me at least, like it's like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and Chain of Memories, kind of like where that's it for me. But like holy shit, I love that shit. Number 7, again, not really in order, but I feel like I have to put this on the list. Fortnite. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This game is like this generation or Gen Z, whatever Gen Alpha. I don't know, whatever. I'm not. That's not what we're talking about. It's like this generation's Pokemon. And why I say that, I've said this before on Facebook. I did like a long freaking triple paragraphs. I tweeted this like 20 tweets about it in a row, like a thread. This game has changed gaming industry, or better, or worse. And you can argue worse, and I agree. I agree. The whole battle pass system, leveling system that they had made other games do it, like Call of Duty and stuff, and made things worse. But Fortnite Battle Royale, it it is like this generation's Pokemon. Like I remember growing up as a kid with Pokemon. I was one of those kids. I wanted the cards, the toys, the shirts, the clothes, the bed sheets, the games. You know, we're screaming out Pokemon names in school. You know, we had the cards. And now, growing up older, I see the kids with Fortnite when it was like at its peak, like peak Fortnite. I see kids doing the dances. I see kids wearing shirts. I go to the store. I see Fortnite shirts and toys and action figures and plushies of the llama, which I have actually. I bought one of those. I thought it was pretty cool. I do have like a llama in my room, my other room, my bedroom. I have, like I said, the llama plushies, the toys, the cards, uh, everything. Like it was very similar. Like I saw it because I lived it back in the day with Pokemon, and now like I see it happening again. So I was like, it really is the same thing. Like parents hate it because oh, it's you're shooting guns and blah blah blah. Kind of like back then with Pokemon, like oh, that it's the devil. All these monsters and creatures. It's almost like the same thing. Like it just it really is. This game's awesome. I still play it from time to time. I don't play as much as I used to. I did fall out of it for like a very long time. They brought in Fortnite Zero Build, which brought me back because I was kind of tired of the whole building part. I was definitely one of those unks, zoomers, what boomers, whatever. And I was like, I can't keep up with these kids with this building and editing and all that crap. So I was like, yeah. And I came back when they did the zero build, and of course I'm like getting dubs all the time, especially like the Fortnite when they brought, and even now with the whole the Fortnite OG zero build where they actually went back to the original season one. And I'm like, well, I know this map, I know the rotations, I know everything. I'm gonna get free dubs all the time. But yeah, so Fortnite has to be on this list for me at least because I played the hell of this game, and I feel like it changed the culture forever. Like I said, for better or for worse. This, okay, so here is my next one. Pokemon Crystal. Why Crystal? It, it was the one I played the most back in the day. I played Crystal a lot. Like I had like 2,000 hours on the game. Like no joke. I just always kept going back and playing it and doing stuff. And yes, I was one of those people who had a Game Shark, extra replay. I would hack the game and do stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. I was changing moves on Pokemon that shouldn't have had moves. They didn't learn. I had a Super Wobbuffet that had like Blizzard and Fire Blast Thunder. It was pretty cool, pretty funny, pretty trolly. But again, that cheating and hacking isn't like how it is nowadays with like Call of Duty because like I wasn't playing as my friends. Like I didn't like fight people with this stuff. I just did it because I thought it was funny to like do it. You know, infinite rare candies, infinite master balls, all that stuff. But again, the story was great. I loved it. Suicune's my favorite of the three of the beasts, so it was cool to have Suicune on the cover. Gen 2 was great because, like, again, back then at the time, it was cool that we had a game where like, oh, you beat it, you beat the game, but the game's not over. Oh my god, you can after you beat the Elite Four, now you can go back to Kanto and now you can play it all over again. Like, you can go back and play like Gen 1 all over again. Oh shit, like that was so cool at the time. It was different. Crystal had like a different story, obviously more Suicune oriented, which again I liked. Again, I hacked my game, so I got the GS ball and I did the Celebi event on my game, even though you weren't supposed to. But whatever. Again, I played it so much. I enjoyed it so much. It's easily like one of my favorite games. Number 5, Metal Gear. Can't spell. Solid. I am talking about the first one in particular, even though I feel like I could put 2 or 3 or whatever. But Metal Gear Solid, I still have my copy sitting. Well, you guys can't see it. There's like a bookshelf like down the hall right here to the door. It's still over there. Still have it. I when I first heard about this game, I didn't really know what it was. Like I just remember playing the demo of it. Like my brother got those Game Informer magazines. It was like a magazine. He got the demo. We were like, what the fuck is this Metal Gear Solid shit? What is this shit? And I was like, oh, it's like a stealth action game. But again, it was more stealthy. Like you had to hide and crawl, and you could run and gun, but it was more about being evasive and stuff. So I thought it was pretty interesting. The story was great. Obviously, like all the cutscenes. I mean, obviously half the game's a fucking movie. It was cool to have like two discs. Like, oh, you have to pop in disc two to continue. Um, a lot of cool stuff in that game. Like ahead of its time. Like the whole Psycho Mantis thing, where like plug your controller in the second port, change your memory card. It's reading your memory card, so you can't shoot them. It was crazy. Like that game was crazy. Story was great. Gunplay is good. Replayability again. I always talk about replayability with this list. It was excellent because again, like if you beat the game a certain way, you would get like certain things. Like there was like you can do like the infinite ammo bandana. You can get the stealth thing from Otacon, where you can go invisible and run around the whole map and just be invisible the whole time. Um, there was the James Bond outfit where it's like you that you're James Bond. Like I don't know. I thought it was really cool. There was like different endings, different cutscenes depending on what you did in the game. Again, kind of ahead of its time because like a lot of games were pretty just straightforward. Like it was like the same story over and over again. Metal Gear Solid, I feel like was one of the first games where you could make choices and the endings and some of the cutscenes in the middle of the game, like does Meryl live? The girl that was there, did she die? Do you kill her by accident? Is she dead? Or is Otacon dead? Does he stay when spoiler when the whole island blows up? Do you survive with him? Blah blah blah. Like there was a bunch of endings that you can do. Game was great though. Loved it. Loved that franchise. At least like the first three, like four and all the ones afterwards. Like not bad, but like I don't know, it just felt like different games to me. But, like the first three was like god tier. Okay, these last four, this is where I feel like people are gonna be like, okay, you're just a fucking multiplayer online loser. Why are you doing a video about 20 minutes? So again, these really aren't in order. Oops. So we're gonna do Halo 3 and Halo 2. I'll just do 3 and 4. I'll just talk about Halo. I'll just talk about Halo right now in general. Why Halo 3 and Halo 2? Obviously, because the online multiplayer games. Like obviously, Halo 2 is like one of the first online multiplayer games I ever played. I got hooked immediately. I never went back. All I've played from then on is online multiplayer games for the most part. That's just who I am. Is how I am. Especially more the competitive side, like the whole MLG. Watching that stuff, playing it, playing game battles, playing the MLG playlist in Halo 3, playing Team Hardcore in Halo 2, which was the MLG plays. I don't know why they call it Team Hardcore, but it was literally the MLG plays of Halo 2. Grinding it, grind the ranks. That rank system was just so far ahead of its time. That rank system was so good. I'm not gonna talk about this stuff too much, but these are the best two Halos in my opinion. I don't care what anyone says. I'll die on that hill. I don't care about Halo 4. Halo Reach killed the franchise. Halo 4 kept it buried. Halo 5 I didn't even fucking play because I just didn't care anymore, and I never even touched Infinite either. I just didn't give a shit anymore. Like the franchise to me was just fucking dead. It was just so dead after Halo 3. Again, I did play Reach in Halo 4, but like I was like, this game sucks. I don't even want to play this anymore. But like these two games in particular, I mean, I love Halo 1 as well, like Halo Combat Evolved, but it wasn't online. Like the story, it was great. The campaign was great. It was cool to play like LAN parties. Like we had that with my friend. Shout out to Equinox. Shout out to my friend Anthony. He'd host at uh his house. And I'd have actually some here. We would hook up the Xboxes and have like Halo 1 and Halo 2 like LAN parties. Like it would just be like a bunch of us here or there, and we would just. I keep hitting my mic. We're just playing Halo together, like like System Link and shit. It was so cool, such a great experience. Played those two games in particular so much. I always call myself a Halo kid, even though I feel like everyone knows me for Call of Duty. But I don't know, I'm a Halo kid. Speaking of Call of Duty, into no shocker, no shocker that 2 and 1 again. This really isn't in order. Like I said, some of the stuff is not in order. Some of the stuff is not in order, just because like it just isn't. Like I can't. Again, I can easily put Metal Gear Solid up like at 3, move Halo down a little bit, move Call of Duty 4 down, and I'll probably put Halo 2 in front of Call of Duty 4 and Metal Gear Solid at 3, and then move Halo 3 down. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I can easily move some of the stuff around. Like again, this really isn't in order, but like I wanted to keep the Halos and the Call of Duties together just because I want to talk about it at the same time to kind of like save some time, even though I'm going on 20 minutes. But like Call of Duty, like you guys know, Kai's life for me. I'll talk about most of my videos are about this. Most of my TikToks are about this. Most of my Twitch streams are about this. Call of Duty's life. Love the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty 4 changed Call of Duty forever. It was the first Call of Duty that had a modern setting, like after the first three being just World War II over and over again. People got tired of that shit. The developers got tired of it. They wanted to make modern. Activision didn't want them to make modern. They made it anyway. They agreed to make it, and it became one of the best Call of Duties of all time. Go figure. It changed the game. Like that was the first game they gave us like the creative classes, the camos, the kill streaks. It was even the challenges. Even though it was all basic, there was no calling cards or emblems. Obviously, it evolved over time in Modern Warfare 2, for example. But Call of Duty 4, what a great game! What a game! One of the best Call of Duties of all time. It's in my Mount Rushmore easily. It is top two in my Call of Duty list, and go figure, I put it number two on my list. Black Ops 2. What can I say about that game? It was as close to perfect as it could ever be. And it's crazy that the game came out 13, 14 years ago and it's still regarded as the best Call of Duty of all time. The campaign was great. I love that that was like the first Call of Duty where again it had different endings and different stuff, and it had replayability, which I'm not a campaign guy anymore for Call of Duty, but that game in particular, I went back and played that campaign like 4 or 5 times because I wanted all the endings. I wanted to do all the endings, like the achievements and stuff. But like campaign was great. Zombies were great. I'm not a big zombies guy, but it was fun to go on there occasionally. Obviously, multiplayer, best experience ever. It kind of like Call of Duty 4. It was revolutionary for multiplayer. It like again with score streaks instead of kill streaks, pick 10 instead of the simple created class. All like more attachments, two attachments by default, wild cards, league play for competitive. The competitive scene was booming that year. Super fun to watch, great to play. I can keep going on and on, but I'm not going to because I don't. I'm gonna cut this video now ish in like the next minute. But this is my list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll leave it up here. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with my list? Do you not agree with my list? I mean, I actually don't even do that. Just give me your list. Actually, just give me your list. What's your top 10 favorite video games of all time? You can do franchises if you want. I was originally going to do franchises because I feel like, again, I didn't want to stuff it up with all CODs because I easily could put more CODs on here. I could easily put more Halos on here. But I was like, I could put Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 and VR missions and the Game Boy Color Metal Gear Solid 2. And God forbid all the Pokemon games. I could put like 10 Pokemon games on here if I wanted to. But I was like, I just didn't want to stuff it with that. So I would just picked one and kept it how it is. But anyhow, that's my list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys in the next video whenever I decide to make one. Peace.